Alhamdulillah, which means all glory be to Allah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I had to start off this episode by praising Allah because I am in my second chance, living out my purpose, living out what I am supposed to be doing, what I am called to do, living out this transformation that Allah has did inside of me on out. Never would I have imagined my life as a Muslim. Never would I have imagined discovering Allah in His essence, as well as the religion of Islam. Welcome back to Dare to Be Different. Of course, you will get inspired. You will be uplifted and you will be encouraged to want better, to do better, and to challenge yourself, challenge your thinking, challenge your intellect, and challenge your perspective, as we all have to shift our perspective in order to see things differently. I welcome you wholeheartedly alongside the journey that I have been walking, I have been living. Today's episode, today's topic, before I get any further into any other topics, I have to tell you the journey I had in Islam. I do want to state my intentions is never to discourage anybody on their path, anybody who is looking to turn to Islam. I welcome you wholeheartedly. First of all, Allah is guiding you to Islam, to become a Muslim. If Dare to Be Different has found you, this is your time to wake up and take full control and responsibility, make things right in your life. I must state, and I must be honest, I am never here to discourage anybody, because Islam is the way of life. It is the truth. But everybody has a journey. Everybody goes through challenges when they find faith in Allah and Islam. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has a story. And this is a part of my testimony. This is a part of my story and my journey. I must talk about it, and I must be honest of my walk in Islam and how I overcame specific challenges. I want to say the beauty of Islam is what I love. I'm worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. Me getting closer to Allah in Islam has been everything for me. And that's the beauty about Islam. Me discovering the Quran and reading the scriptures, and it's transforming me, and it's allowing me to understand Allah and His message through the Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. Alhamdulillah. But alongside of that, because the main point of being guided to Islam is getting closer to Allah at the end of the day. Everything else is extra outside of that. The main focus is transforming into who Allah would like for you to be. Your identity as a Muslim. I was transforming early on. I have to touch bases when I was telling you all that I started reading the Bible first. I started in a church. Allah took me along the way to either show me something, grasp something, or I'm not sure what it was. Allah knows best, and Allah is the best at guiding. Allah took me along that path, but did not place me there, as I've stated before. When I went to this specific church, and I was baptized in that church, I expressed myself in that church. I've stated before, it never resonated with me to call myself a Christian. Full disclaimer again, my intentions is never to discourage anybody wherever you are at, whatever walk of life you are at. It's a blessing to be saved. It's a blessing to worship Allah. I am a Muslim now, and this is my story in Islam, in the journey, and how I became stronger. As I was in that church, I remember telling the pastor randomly, before I even got to this church or led to this church, I would randomly say, I am a Muslim. I am going to be a Muslim. I remember saying this to a pastor. This was at the beginning of 2022, as I was transforming, as I was getting those signs of being led to Islam, as I was transforming my outer appearance, it was leading me to Islam. I used to work at McDonald's. The year of 2022, I worked at McDonald's, and I got another sign. They were talking about the path of Muslims. I don't know, it was just something around that nature. The word Muslim just kept coming up in the conversation about how Muslims pray 5 times a day. Of course, it did not dawn on me. I got into this church, I was led to this church, and then after the whole being baptized and it's not resonating with me to be a Christian, I didn't feel it in my spirit. I couldn't grasp that whole concept. With that being said, forgive me if I'm all over the place. I'm trying to recollect my thoughts so that I can explain to you my journey in Islam and how I is trying to overcome divideness in the community of Islam. We're supposed to be unified in Islam, and I don't feel that. But anywho, I remember telling a pastor that I am a Muslim. I am going to be a Muslim. I remember one of the brothers in there was telling me, well, maybe that's not what God wants you to do. And I'm just thinking to myself, if God don't want me to do something like this, why would he place in my spirit or continue to give me signs about Islam? Or why did the word Muslim roll off my tongue in that moment? That was not me. Once I left that church, I continued to walk the path of transforming into a Muslim woman. I don't remember the story of how I was led to a mosque in Houston, my very first mosque, to get me a Quran, because I was saying to myself, I don't have a Quran. I don't know where to get a Quran. Things of that nature. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah, he is the best at guiding. He guided me to this specific mosque in Houston, only to get me a free Quran. I was able to go in there, just freely go in there, and I grabbed me a Quran, and that's when I began to read the Quran. At first, before coming into Islam, I felt a little irritated because I just didn't understand why I was being led this way if I was already on a path that I thought that was for me, but that was not it. Allah was just like, no, you got to keep going. The journey continues to keep going. As you are seeking and you are asking for truth, he will guide you to truth. And this is Islam, and this is where I'm at. Today, I can say, alhamdulillah, Allah is the best at guiding and planning and taking you to where you need to be as far as truth. At first, when I used to read the Quran, of course, I didn't understand, but at the same time, I was grasping the message. The same message, worship Allah, the one God, is the same message that has been repeated. Worship Allah, the one God. So I was grasping that. Now, I'm reading the Quran. I'm just now transforming into a Muslim, but I haven't taken my Shahada yet. I've gained all these signs that's leading me to Islam in the year of 2022. This is the beginning of year of 2022. As I've stated in the previous episode, towards the end of the year of 2022 is when I took my Shahada. Because before that point, I was getting all these signs. I was, going through a transformation. I was taken along the path of Christianity, got baptized, and all of those things, and it didn't resonate with me. And I was just continue walking, continue on with my journey with Allah, continuing seeking, continuing to ask for knowledge and wisdom. And at first, I just was not understanding. We don't understand in the moment what Allah is trying to do. It only makes more sense towards the end. It only makes more sense towards closer to your purpose. It only makes more sense towards closer to the goal that Allah is trying to get you to reach. At first, it didn't make sense to me as to why I was becoming a Muslim. But now it makes more sense. This is a part of the testimony. This is part of the plans that Allah has for me. Something much bigger I was going to be doing that is connected to Islam. It was connected to the women in Islam. It was connected to the purpose that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has for me. And now I am seeing it. I am seeing it today because along the journey of me being in Islam is so much dividedness. No one is connected. Everybody is disconnected in Islam. Again, I'm not here to discourage nobody. I'm not here to deter nobody from Islam. I'm here to speak my truth and how I was treated in Islam, how I tried to reach out to other sisters, how I tried to connect deeply to all the sisters in Islam. I have never connected with a brother just yet in Islam. I have not been able to find a masjid that I can connect with that is speaking a pure message of Allah, not at the top of your head type of message, not your opinion type of message, but speaking from Allah. Allah giving you full authority, and the download is coming from Allah. I have not been able to resonate with nobody in Islam. But besides me connecting with sisters in Islam this whole entire time, listen, I've been growing stronger in Islam. I've been growing stronger in faith. I've been growing stronger and getting closer to Allah. I have been staying so focused as Allah been pulling me to Islam this entire time, this entire journey. The year of 2022 is when he really was pulling me, but I didn't really start feeling the pull and tug until 2023, because the whole year of 2022, I was not praying. I was not worshiping. I was transforming. I was reading the Quran. I was steady getting signs. I had ran into a lady so that I can get connected with a masjid for Ramadan. Ramadan was coming up the year 2022. I'm a fresh Muslim, but I hadn't taken my shahada yet. I ran into a lady that Allah allowed me to cross paths with, so I can see for myself, so I can see my first experience of Ramadan. I didn't get the fullness of Ramadan until the year 2023. Alhamdulillah, the year of 2023, Ramadan was the best feeling I have ever felt in my entire life before. But the year of 2022, Ramadan, it was not that great. As I was in this masjid and I was on the sister side and I'm in there, of course, we all got internal personal situations that we have to work out on our own. And I believe the internal personal situation that each sister have to work out on your own, it really stops you from connecting with other sisters. The light that's within inside of me, the gift that I have to see spiritually, and the light that's within inside of me exposes the dark that's in other people. And I've been seeing nothing but darkness in other sisters. Of course, we all have our challenges. We all have our own internal personal situation that's going on, and only Allah knows exactly what each and one of you sisters are going through. And it should not stop you from connecting with a sister or sisters. It should not stop you from deeply connecting and allowing all of us to connect and strengthen each other. That's what the community of Islam is about. Besides getting closer to Allah, we all have to be there together for one another, to strengthen each other, to be there for each other, to uplift each other, because we all know that the journey can be a challenge. We all know that Shaitan, the devil, like to try to throw tactics. We all know that Shaitan like to try to throw us off of our pathway. What I am saying, that my journey in Islam has not been pleasant. Again, I am not here to discourage anybody, but when you are a new Muslim coming into Islam and you are transforming, you are on your spiritual walk, your spiritual journey, it is not the easiest to do it alone. Having a community that you can connect with deeply to help you along your path is a blessing, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be there for one another. If you know there is a sister or plenty of sisters who became a new Muslim and you are not helping that sister, listen. Allah sees everything. Allah knows everybody's true intentions. Allah knows the heart of everybody in Islam. We are one community, but it seems like we are separated. It seems like we are divided. It seems like we are just not connecting anymore. It seems like we are so disconnected in Islam. It's saddening to my soul, because this whole time I've been on the journey in Islam, I have not been able to connect with not one person. I have not been able to connect with not one sister genuinely. The year of 2022, when I went to a masjid for the very first time to be on the sister side, I was so relieved. I was so happy, because I was trying to find other Muslim sisters that I can connect with so that we can strengthen each other, or I can learn something or get involved so that it can grow me in my iman, in my deen. But since others have personal, internal, and either disconnected from Allah themselves, it is stopping us from connecting deeply. It's getting worse by the minute. I believe Allah has called me to Islam not only for truth, but to gather all the women in Islam so we can connect deeply, so that we can lift each other up, so that we can be there for one another. This is my story. This is my journey in Islam. Besides connecting with the community, which is important, when you are on your journey of self-discovery, when you are guided to Islam, it's most definitely important to be connected with a community. What I am finding out with these masjids in Islam is tailored to specific demographics. Africans in one masjid, Pakistani, Indian, Bangladesh in one masjid. So if I go to a masjid and the majority of people is, let's say, Pakistani, I'm not going to be able to connect. No one was welcoming enough, open up their arms to take me in. You have to be on your journey by yourself as a new Muslim, and that is not okay. It is not okay to be on a journey coming into Islam and you are becoming a new Muslim. You have repented. You have asked for forgiveness and you submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your journey began. You should be able to have brothers or sisters genuinely there for you along the way to help you when you fall. If you fall, to help you with some challenges by speaking words to you. You should be able to reach out to a sister and connect deeply with that sister or sisters. I did not have that. I don't know what it was or why I was not connecting. But what I am finding out and what I came to realization is, of course, we all have our challenges. We all have things that we have to work out with inside ourselves. It is a personal development that has to happen within the community of Islam of sisters. Everybody has their own personal situation that they got going on. And I feel like it's really stopping sisters from coming together to connect deeply. My light really exposes the dark in people. I could see everybody. I could see you. You never know who Allah is using. You never know who Allah is placing on your pathway. You never know how Allah is presenting himself. It could be through somebody like myself. So again, the year of 2022, when I first had my Ramadan, I didn't get the greatest experience. I didn't get the greatest experience with the women. We have to do better with our character. We have to do better with our internal personal situation. We have to do better how we're treating one another with kindness, with love, and genuine. The jealousy most definitely is there. I don't understand why there's jealousy amongst women, period. But we're going to have to come up out of that and not be jealous of one another and really be there for one another and connect deeply. As myself, I want that. It's good for me. And it's a part of my deen to be actively a part of a community, which I'm already on that. I'm already found a community that I am going to partake in as soon as things work out for me in my life. But besides that, the journey has been not so pleasant. Pertaining to the community, pertaining to me connecting to the women, pertaining to me trying to have sisters that I can have relationships with, that I can reach out to. I've been by myself this whole entire time. Besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has been showing me things. I've been taking this to Allah. I've been telling Allah, this is just not okay. I don't know what's going on in the community of Islam, but we must get it together. We must check ourselves. We must check our character. We must check how we're coming off to other brothers and sisters. Not only brothers and sisters, but the people on the outside looking in. Because Islam is the way, it's the truth. If you have been guided to Islam, never be discouraged by the community if you are not connecting. Never be discouraged if you are by yourself, because I understand exactly how you feel as a new Muslim. It is not okay, but guess what? Allah sees everything. Allah hears everything. Allah knows the true intentions of a person. Allah sees your heart. He knows if your heart is hard. He knows if your heart is not in the right place. He knows if you are actively worshiping Him. He knows if you are really seeking Him. He knows if you really believe. I understand a lot of sisters, a lot of Muslim sisters have grew up in the religion, was born in the religion. It comes to a point in your life where you have to rediscover yourself. You have to rediscover who Allah is. For the ones that were born in the religion, I'm not sure if you really have a relationship with Allah, because I'm seeing character that's just not matching up. It's not matching up to Allah. If you are truly actively worshiping Allah and you are seeking Allah and you are trying to get closer to Allah, your character is supposed to match. Your true intentions is supposed to match. That's why I said we have to disconnect from the world. We have to disconnect from what other people are doing in the world, because it's really causing a distraction. It's causing a huge distraction. In the community of Islam, me trying to connect, me trying to be there with sisters, other like-minded sisters, Muslim sisters, it don't even matter. If you are a Muslim sister, I have been trying to deeply connect with you. It has not been working out because we all have personal things we got to work out, but it should not stop you from deeply connecting or welcoming a new sister. This will discourage anybody as a new Muslim from coming and staying on the pathway. But I'm strong enough to continue my pathway because I have been strengthened in my faith and my belief by Allah, despite me trying to be in a community despite me trying to connect with sisters. When I listen to specific lectures, it's really not resonating with my soul. That's what it's about. It has to resonate with your soul. You have to be careful who you are listening to, and I don't listen to everybody. I respect everyone, but we have to be careful and make sure it's really coming from Allah. You will know if it's coming from Allah because it's going to resonate with your soul. It's going to cling to your soul. It's going to change you. When you hear somebody, it's too many big mega mosques, but not enough souls being strengthened in these mega mosques, is what I'm understanding. That is not okay. This is my story. This is what I've been recognizing along being in the community of Islam, me trying to resonate with a community, a mosque. It's just so divided based off of demographics, and I'm not able to fit in to a mosque that I come across, and I should be able to. I should be able to fit into every mosque that I come across, because this is the community of Islam. We are one. We're not divided, and that's just what it is. That's the reality. It has become very divided by demographics of ethnicity, race, and it's not okay. Down the line of 2022, again, before I even decided to take my Shahada, I was getting all these signs, these revelations. So I decided to take my Shahada when I went back to Indiana to visit. During the Thanksgiving holiday, I went out to Indiana. The first thing on my mind was to take my Shahada. When I took my Shahada, that's when the journey began. When I took my Shahada, that is when the journey began for real. Because Allah gave me a whole year to get it together. He gave me a whole year to grasp the revelation He has been pouring inside of me to come to Islam. The beginning of 2023, that's when I began to feel the pull, the tug, to learn prayer, du'as, to learn the worship, which I already knew how to make du'as, but I was not worshiping the way I was supposed to as a Muslim. I felt the presence of Allah on me, guiding me to worship. But I was homeless. I was still homeless at the beginning of 2023. The whole year of 2022 was so hard of being homeless and then trying to stay on the path of being a Muslim, discovering Islam, trying to connect with sisters, trying to find a community that I could be able to grow in faith and be strengthened was hard, because the words that are being spoken by Muslim leaders, it was just not resonating with my soul. I was not seeing nobody reading from the Quran. I don't want nobody to lead me astray by what you're seeing off of your mind. When I was looking for a leader, when I used to listen to lectures, nobody is reading from the Quran, and I had an issue with that. That was a real problem for me. Stick to the Quran and what the words are being spoken, because that is the message. If you're not reading from the Quran and it's coming off of your mind and you're saying things, I'm not sure if that's really from Allah. And that's what really was bothering me when I would listen to lectures. Every time I would listen to lectures, I couldn't connect. I could not connect at all. But now, in 2024, I finally found one person, one Muslim imam that is truly giving Quran, surahs, scriptures, and reading from the Quran, and then elaborating on that lesson, on that ayah. That's where I'm resonating with. That's who I resonate with. That's the masjid I am going to go to out here in Dallas. I finally found someone who I can resonate with as far as my leader, my wakil. Besides that, I was not able to resonate with nobody. In the Muslim community, we must do better as coming together and fully, deeply connecting. Work out your own internal personal situation. Do not let that conflict with you coming together with your brothers and your sisters. Your sisters is who I'm speaking with specifically anyways. because I have not been able to connect with none of you due to whatever you got going on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is specifically. I don't want to assume. We all have our challenges, but we must be there for one another, especially for newcomers, because it's going to be newcomers every single day. And we are going to need each other in a mighty way to uphold ourselves, accountability, to strengthen each other, to help each other. It doesn't matter. We all have children, but some don't have children, but we all can be there for one another in some sort of way. As a new Muslim, it's crucial to your well-being to be a part of a community. And I completely understand it if you are not able to connect deeply with a sister. I am a strong warrior. Allah has given me strength like no other. He has implemented inside of me strength like no other. This is how I was able to stay the course. This is how I was able to transform as a Muslim woman. It was not easy because I was dealing with my own personal things, but I still continue to be genuine. I still continue to be kind. I still continue to make sure my character was there because this is who I am as a person. I still continue to read my Quran. I still continue to seek Allah for guidance, for strength. Allah exposes so many things and so many people. I be seeing everybody for who they are. I can see you for who you are. I be knowing who is really dedicated to Allah, who is devoutly to Allah, and I know who is not. This is my journey. This was my journey in Islam. I'm still having challenges connecting with sisters, as I don't have not one sister who I can call a sister, but I'm still going to call a sister because at the end of the day, we are sisters. I am a Muslim woman. I am in the community of Islam. We are supposed to be one, not divided. We are supposed to be connected, not disconnected. We are heavily disconnected in the community of Islam. It's not okay. It's not pleasing to Allah at all. Allah has been showing me so many things, and it's going to work out. I know it is. This is why I'm grateful. I'm blessed to have dared to be different, to speak my testimony, to speak the truth, to speak about my journey in life as well as my spiritual journey, to help those that are listening, tuning in. When you come to Islam, it's about worshiping Allah alone. It's about getting closer to Allah. Of course, it's important to be in a community, but we must do better in the community of Islam as sisters. Work out whatever you got going on. I don't know if your heart is hard. I don't know if you are not getting your du'as answered. I don't know if you are losing out on faith. I don't know if you really truly do not believe in Allah, and I hope that you do. I don't know what it is, but Dare to Be Different is here for you. Dare to Be Different is here to strengthen you. Dare to Be Different is here to empower all of you beautiful ladies out there. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. When it comes to life in general, when it comes to Islam and the way it's supposed to be. Read your Quran. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. Allah is all hearing. Allah is all seeing. Coming into the year 2024, when I got my breakthrough, when I first came to Dallas, that's when things began to change. I am going to leave it on this note. There will be a continuation of my journey in Islam. Islam is the truth. It is for you. Never be discouraged about being alone. Do not be discouraged if you are not connecting with other sisters. Do not be discouraged if you are just not finding somebody to be there for you, because guess what? Allah is there with you, and it will get easier. Everybody has their own challenges. Everybody has personal situations they got going on secretly, and that's why we cannot connect. But hopefully that trajectory change, and hopefully Dare to Be Different will inspire you. It will change you, and we are just going to level up from here, and we are going to do better. Peace, love, and many blessings on all you beautiful sisters. I'll see you in the next episode.